This is a video I'm making about water distillation, so water distiller. This is a water distiller device here, in water directly from a tap. I'll show you why, due to when you see the contents of what's inside of this machine here, so my water distiller, I think it will put you off drinking water from a tap ever again. I have it on for about 4 hours every day. That gives me enough water each day. I only use it for drinking water, I don't use it for cooking. For cooking I just use still straight out the tap. But for any drinks that I drink, it all comes through this device here. On average at the minute I'm cleaning the water distiller every 3 to 4 weeks. So it's all nice and clean inside, and then the cycle starts over again, and then I empty it again 3-4 weeks later. So this is now, it's just under 4 weeks since I last cleaned the inside of this. So you'll see what has gathered inside now, all of it, what has gathered inside now is from, let's say, 4 weeks ago. So from 4 weeks of, from 4 hours a day distilling my water, this is what's gathered inside over a 4-week cycle. So to empty the distiller, I just empty mine direct into the sink here, of which I don't let the contents go down the actual sink. I've got an actual cover over the sink, and I empty that out later on. But to empty it, just take off the top, and you can see in there all of the stuff that's come out of your tap water. Right, so first of all, if you don't know how a distillation machine works, fill it up with tap water, put it into there. Fill it up to the mark where it says maximum. You don't have to fill it up all the way. Then you put the top on. And that's basically just a giant kettle now. So all this is that's all it does. It just heats the water, so it boils the water. Then it cycles through a system here, which has got, you can just about see the system where the water filters round. Not filter, I don't want to say filter because it doesn't filter, it's just a tube in there. So it boils the water, the water evaporates, it goes round, the evaporated water goes round a tube is all it is. It's got a fan on top which cools down that tube, which cools down the steam inside, and then ever so slowly the condensed water drips out of here into whatever container you want to put under here. So that's how the actual system works, that's what it does. It's just a large kettle in its basic form that on top cools down the water and it drips out into a container. It's water that is evaporated, then condensed, and then collected. Right, so in the sink is clean. I've got a little bit of dust here, which is from the contents from last month when I cleaned it out. So now I'm just going to empty exactly what I showed you. This is 4 weeks worth of distillation contents that are left inside, and we'll see what's left after 4 weeks of distilling water from your tap. It's yeah, not pleasant, that's for sure. You don't want to be drinking it ideally. But all that junk there is what is left over. Well, all that there is what you're drinking. That is in your drinking water. Well, that is in your tap water. So what you get from your tap, put into your drinks, into your food, into your teas, coffees, whatever it might be, is what is coming out of the tap. You can't see that obviously in the tap because that's all the lime scale, so all the lime scale that's in your water to get rid of any bacteria. So even though it's meant to be doing good for you, in terms of good for the water rather, in helping to keep bacteria and keep the water as clean as can be, because I'm not going to say that the water from your tap is clean, but it helps to keep it as clean as can be. The reason it's in there is because water, generally, most water, I'm talking about the UK now, so I'm not going to talk about other countries, but in the UK, most of the water that comes out of your tap, recycled water, so from a recycling centre, water is reused, it's cleaned, it's got a load of chemicals in it to help clean the water, get rid of all the nasty stuff in the water. So it's cycled, it's filtered, and then as much of the chemical is taken out at the processing centre, in the water processing centre, and then it's put back into the water system, which then cycles round to your tap, and it comes out, and that's what you drink, and that's what you get. That's left over. If you was to boil your water in a kettle, well, you do see this in a kettle, but you just can't see how much you're getting and how often. So I'll pick, well, it's just a small handful. I say a small handful, but look, all of this is what you're drinking. I know a lot of people get stones in their system. So it's called stones, isn't it? When someone says I've got a stone in my stomach or intestine. Probably most of it is from the gap, is from this collecting up, going hard inside you. So this is lime scale. It's all soft, it all cracks, but you do not want to be drinking this. Look at it. It's disgusting. There's loads of it in there. And all in there, I haven't even washed it yet, but that's all the sludge that's left at the bottom as well. And that's only 4 weeks. That's only 4 weeks worth of distilling water. That they will come off when I get it clean, that they will break off. But yeah, all this crap that's in your water that we're drinking. Disgusting. So that's why I never drink water directly from the tap no more. So going on to another topic, sorry, not another topic, going on to another area of filtering your water. So we get the jugs that, well, you can buy the jugs that have the filtering plastic containers in them. So you put a plastic filter in them, and then your water cycles through that plastic filter. Getting my words all over the place here. I used to have those, and I used to use them daily. So that's what I used to drink my water from, or water through, filter my water through. They don't work at all. I can tell you for 100% they do not work at all in getting rid of any of this. Because when I first got my filtration system, when I first got my distillation system, my water distillation system, I only put water in here that was from the tap, went through my filtration jug, then I poured from the jug into here, so it was all filtered through the jug first, because I thought that would help clean it even more. However, my contents at the end of the month, end of 3-4 weeks, was always the same. Always the same, no different, whether you're using a filtration jug or not, or direct from the tap. So in my mind, whether you're using if you're using a filter jug, you're still taking in that. And the sludge as well, that was all there as well. In here, still, after putting filtered water in here. They don't work. Waste of money. So I've just added some water into here. You can, directly from the tap, you can probably see how cloudy it is. Hopefully you can see how cloudy that is. And obviously that is the contents that have built up, all the sludge. Now sitting at the bottom of your distiller. You can see that there, look how cloudy that is. That is absolutely disgusting. So that is what is from your tap. My tap, that is from what is from my tap. Hopefully your tap's better than that, but this is what's from my tap. I live in Kent in the UK, down in the southeast of England, and that's the water that we get. How I go about cleaning the inside of in here, I don't use any chemicals, obviously. They do actually sell some sort of chemical cleaning powder to go inside, but I don't use it. I don't want to add any chemicals into here. This is as clean as I can keep it, chemical free. I just use one of these scrubbers. They're just a metal scrubby thing, and obviously water from the tap, and I'll scrub that clean. I'm going to do that now. Alright, so that is after a couple minutes of scrubbing it with the actual metal scrubber. and you can see how stuck on this lime scale actually is. Imagine that inside you. Years and years and years and years of drinking water. No wonder people get the stones. Can't remember the actual word that they're called, but you know that when people say they need to go to the doctors to get a stone removed, this is probably what it is, the build up of this inside you. That is absolutely stuck onto the bottom, I can't get it off.